Welcome, welcome, welcome everyone to another parenting masterclass. We run these masterclasses every fortnight on a Friday, and it's been brilliant. We've had so many beautiful parents join us, and we've had a lots of feedback of how effective this has been. These topics come up from what my clients have shared with me, and I have many clients saying, Yolanda, how do I not mess up my kids, because I fear that I am messing them up big time. And I thought that's going to be the title, and when we received a lot of attention, I did feel bad to say that, because I don't believe that any conscious parent does mess up their kids. They just couldn't. So it's really what we are about today is really tuning into that consciousness, and it is about tuning into building greater trust and confidence in ourselves along the way, knowing that if I don't have this now, I will have it. And trusting ourselves is a gift we give to our kids. The gift of a trusting and confident parent is the best gift. And really, I'll take that back and say a parent who loves themselves, because as we love ourselves and put ourselves first, as much as guilt it has put into me through my entire journey, I have today raised two girls who choose themselves and love themselves, because I have been that light for them. Another great gift to give our kids. Our page is going to be changing soon, so our group, Empowered Parents Group, is going to be called sorry, Richard, no offense to you. It's going to be called Parenting Secrets for Conscious Moms, because I find, but please stay with us. It does not mean anything. It's just more, I'm just niching to moms, because I do get a lot of moms resonating where I'm at. I do not want to lose any dads, so please don't go away, dads. They still value for you.
Yeah, there's not enough dads.
There's not enough dads. That's it. All righty. So I am going to be on my group as well, looking for posts here, comments coming through. So I've got people on the Facebook page. So I'm going to be multitasking, but I am with you. Thank you to all of you in the room. Din Abe, can you please put your camera on, please, and tell us about you. Tell us a little bit about your kids, so we can make sure we tailor content to the parents in the room. Gorgeous Hanan is a mom of twins and another little one. She's got 3 under 6. Amazing, Hanan. So excited to have you join us. I've got a little, and we've got Richard in the room. I love it when dads come in, because dads bring such a beautiful flavor in to parenting and supporting two partners, supporting their parents, supporting their parenting journey is just simply gold. And why am I not able to bring my, I'm just going to put that there. Where are we? There we are. Can we all see my screen? Lovely. So how to not mess up your kids, guys? How are we messing up our kids? Where is that fear coming in from? We have Din just sending a message that she has got 3 kids, 7, 3, and a 7-month-old. Lovely to have you here. She is working at the moment with Will, and will stay in touch with us through chat. So welcome, Din. And welcome to all of you watching online. I have 2 people on so far. We'll have more people coming in. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Lovely. So we all have a story. Here is my story. Some of you may have heard my story before. As you hear my story, tell us about where you are in the story. So I was constantly busy doing my best, putting my best self out there, supporting my kids, supporting my partner, supporting my family, remembering what everyone's needs are, and feeling constantly busy, but feeling exhausted. At the end of every day, I would go to bed completely pooped out. I'd even wake up tired, guys. Wake up tired because my mind was constantly busy. What I needed to do, what needed to be done, like as though my world would function only if I was on top of the ball. Can you resonate with me? Do you feel that that might be you as well? The sad part about it is, as I was doing all of this, I found myself getting frustrated a lot, frustrated with the way my kids responded, with the way they did not respond, by their behavior choices that they made. I found myself very frustrated a lot. And it was like an irony. Here I was giving and doing it out of love, loving my kids, and finding that I would get angry when I didn't find them respond back to me in the same way, or if I felt that I wasn't supported enough. And I felt that a lot, and I felt angry, and it made me really feel devastated that I love these kids so much. I loved my family, I loved all those around me, yet I was having these anger outbursts. And did they really know how much I loved them? And that answer was no. I didn't believe that they knew how much I loved them, because they'd had to see this side of me. Feeling unsupported was a big one. Judgment, I am not a good enough mom, came up a lot. And my brain would justify, see what is happening. Look at this. Oh, look at how you're being responded to. You're taken for granted. Judgment, I am not a good enough parent. Hands in the room if this is you as well. Do you have these thoughts? Do they come up? Am I speaking to people who've been on this journey as I have? So those are 5 top ways my story rolled out. Do you resonate? Put it in the chat box. Tell me if how many of these do you resonate with? That's right. Richard says we mess up our kids when we mess up ourselves. Yes, we have fears around messing up our kids. We don't realize that we feel messed up ourselves. Yes, that's right. Richard says 1, 2, and 3 is where he's at. Thank you, Richard. Loving your feedback. Guys, put it in the comment section if you are feeling the same too, and if you feel that you, those of you watching on Facebook, do put in the comment section. I'm watching it coming through there as well. Lovely. And a story that comes up for me is that this is the old me, exhausted, tired, doing my best. I thought I was doing my ultimate best, and now when I look back, I was not, absolutely not. I was giving from an empty cup. I was completely drained out. I put this photo here. This was a time when I remember my daughter, then 9 years, coming to me with her math work, asking for help. And I remember it was late at night, and I got upset with her, saying, why are you coming to me so late in the night? And she reminded me that she had come to me 2 days before. And I said that I was busy and come to me before the date. And it was what she did, but it was too late. I was too exhausted. It was work that needed to be done. And I got mad. And my feelings, and now as I look back, the fears that my anger came from was the fear that she was not going to succeed, fear that she was going to be a failure, and the big one, fear that I was not a good enough mom because I wasn't there to support her, and I wasn't best supporting her learning, and blah, 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 all of the reasons why I thought I wasn't a good enough mom. That night, she went away disappointed, gutted that she was the biggest disappointment to me, because all of my language was saying to her what a disappointment I felt in her because she wasn't able to comply. But really what I was feeling was a disappointment in myself. So she went away to her room crying. I went inwards, crying, feeling really disappointed in myself. And that night I asked myself 2 questions. Was this the mom I really wanted to be? And did my child have any idea how much I loved her? Both the answers were no, because there was no way she would know how much I loved her, because all the interactions we ever had were coming from were in anger, were expressing my disappointment, were expressing all the things I wanted her to do. And there was no time to connect with her, because that was not a priority at all, because there was no time I was leaving for myself to connect to myself. I was so constantly busy. It's never too late to stop messing up your kids. My daughter was already 9, 11, around 9, 10, 11. Those were the years when I went onto this journey. And I thought, and research says that, nope, your children are messed up if you've missed that cutting point, because those were the formative years. And I say, no, it is not true. Yes, we do continue this conscious work together. My relationship with my girls is where we talk about things and we go deep into emotions. And that's because this is the work we do with emotions. So it's never too late. You can always undo the work. So don't give up. It is a brilliant journey, and the biggest gifts you give are to your own self. Checking the chat box there. Thank you. Din says 2 and 3. Hannah says 2 and 3 as well. Lovely. Thanks, guys, for being so interactive. I love that. Those of you on our Facebook, please do put comments there. I am watching your comments there too. Lovely. So how are you messing up your kids? Who can share with me what are some ways you feel you are messing up your kids? These are my girls. My oldest, Yannicka, is turning 21 in 2 weeks. My youngest is 15, Janelle. She is in year 10, and we go deep, guys. We are our relationship is one where we are transparent with each other. There is nothing we cannot say to each other, and we all put ourselves first. And yes, it can all work when everyone's putting themselves first. I didn't think it would, but it does. Lovely. So how do you think you are messing up your kids? Is it that you find yourself yelling at your kids? You find yourself angry like I did, where you find yourself really thinking that how could my kids know how much I love them and want the best for them when they see this mom who is angry and yelling most times? Is that you? Let us know. Not listening to their opinions or point of view is what Richard is saying. And Hanan says putting someone else's expectation first is how she feels. Is that how you're feeling? You are messing up your kids because you're putting your expectations first. Is that right, Hannah?
No, it's when I'm not operating from an authentic place. Is when I'm feeling that I'm messing them up. And the reason we're operating from an authentic place is because I let all the other noises outside of me tell me what's expected of me. Does that make sense?
That's right. Yes, because there is that trust and confidence in self that is that next step for you. Would that be right? Trusting yourself that you got this, trusting and having that confidence in your own parenting and trusting that you'll figure it out. If you don't know it now, you trust yourself that you've got your back and you've got your kids' best interest.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you. Reacting, do you find that you are reacting and not responding to your kids' behavior? Do you find that as your kids play out, you are reacting without stopping, without tuning in, without allowing for your own trust in yourself to come out, for recognizing where your emotions are playing out in this reaction process? So is that one of your reasons why you find you are messing up your kids? Do you find yourself feeling guilty too often? Do you find that you are having frequent anger outbursts, which you absolutely hate, but you can't stop yourself? You're just gone. You've blurted out those words. The emotions are all out there, and you come back and say, "Oh my gosh, why did I even go there? Why did I say all of that?" You feel like you're not a good enough parent. When we feel that, and a lot of us parents, majority of us, me doing this work consciously, I feel that at times too. So when we feel like we are not a good enough parent, the energy from which we parent, the words that we speak from that space can make us feel like we're not doing a good enough job and we might be messing our kids up. Let us know, feeling like you're a failure. which one of these resonate with you? Share in the comment section, guys. It's Din says she's expecting too much from them, letting them do what I want instead of they want. So putting your expectations before them. Well done. Well done. I love that. I love the feedback that's coming through. Thank you, guys. Please put in the comment section what else you are hearing. Lovely. My story as well. Lovely, Kate. I'm happy to hear that you are taking new steps and new strides in the right direction. Richard says only giving them attention when they act up rather than giving them attention, being present with them. Well done, spot on. We are unconsciously encouraging negative behavior because kids are looking for attention and they are going to get it. If they're not getting it, like there's this parenting coach who talks about chocolate ice cream and vanilla ice cream. Our kids really want chocolate ice cream, which is the attention that comes from a good space. But if they're getting vanilla ice cream, which they're not really seeking, but if they're going to get that, they are going to crave it. And vanilla ice cream is the attention that comes from attention to their negative behavior. So our kids come in with a power and attention bucket. They wake up every morning with these buckets wanting to be filled. And if we are not taking actions conscious enough to fill these buckets, then they are going to find other ways to do it. So let's become conscious about what our kids' needs are, what their core needs are, and what systems and processes do we have in place as we wake up in the morning, as we go about our duties, as we set routines, making sure, ensuring that this is being filled up along the way. And the most important job we do is the job we do within ourselves as we put ourselves out there in our parenting, because our kids are tuned into our energy, they're tuned into our emotions. Our kids are 100% emotion. They are responding to us where we are at more than what the words that we say. So our goal is to be present. Our goal is to tune into ourselves. Our goal is to hold space for the emotions that come in within ourselves. And I will be covering more on that as we go forward. Beautiful. Hi, Ria. Good to see you watching. Well done, Ria. You made it. So, tip number 1, emotional connection account balance. What is your emotional connection account balance with your child? Keep a check on each day's closing balance. Very important tip, guys. How to not mess up your kids is to be tuned into emotional connection. And what this means is that when you come to a point where you want to, so in order to set limits with your child, in order to, there will be times in our parenting when we need to deny them requests, when we will need to correct their behavior. We need to, before we go there, we need to know what that closing balance is on our emotional connection with them. Otherwise, we are not going to get through. And what that is, have you allowed for special time for connection with your child? Have you provided them validation? Are they feeling heard? Are they feeling validated in your relationship with them? Have you had moments of giving them your full loving attention? This is how we increase our emotional connection balance with our kids. And if we are not doing this, then there's really no point wasting our energy enforcing the limits that we have. There's no point denying the request. There's no point. The effectiveness is so low, or it comes from a child that just wants to please you, and the child just wants that has this good child syndrome. And we do not want to be raising kids like that. We want kids to feel whole within themselves, to have their own self-worth. And the best way to parent them is to make sure and know the way this emotional connection account balance is with them. Are you finding value in what I'm saying today? Put in the comment section so I know that you are gaining value here today, and this is in line with what you with what you can implement in your parenting. Let me know, guys. I'm watching the chat. I'm watching the comments on Facebook. Please let me know. I want to know if we are on the right track. Thank you guys. Hanan, Richard says, good stuff, they're getting value. Well done. So I'm going to keep moving forward. Beautiful. This is my tier model that I have put together, which gives me some framework to support my parents who do work with me. The tier model allows us to come back to basics and understand the results that we are getting in our parenting. The tier model, the TEAR, stands for thoughts, how our thoughts affect our emotions, how our emotions then lead us to take the actions that we do. And from there, the actions that we take are what gives us the results that we have. So think about a challenging area. That's the result you're getting. You're probably getting a result that your child isn't listening to you, that your child is resisting your parenting, resisting your guidance. Your child is putting up challenges for you in the way you parent them. Understanding how this has unfolded and how you are keeping yourself stuck in this behavior with your child goes back to understanding how the tier model works, and that is going back straight up back to your thoughts, knowing also that your thoughts are affected by your own past experiences, knowing that the emotions that you feel, the emotions that come up are yours. Yes, we feel triggered by our child, but every conscious parent needs to know this, that the emotions that your child is bringing up for you are emotions that already exist within you. If you find yourself getting frustrated a lot, frustration is already within you. Your child is just triggering what's already within you. There are so many ways. There's 100 ways in which you can respond to your child's behavior, but you are choosing a handful. It's often 5 dominant emotions that keep coming up. Sadness, disappointment, anger, frustration is a big one with parents, annoyance. These are the ones that show up, and these are the ones that are already within us. Yes, our child is triggering this within us, but the trigger, the ammunition is already within us. And that's why working with unresolved emotions is absolutely key, because we are reacting from past experiences. And this is where some of the majority of the mess ups that we do with our kids is because we react to them from our own unresolved emotions. So we need to be aware of where we are reacting from our own stuff, because if we are not dealing with that, then we are putting this onto our child to carry on for generations and generations. I know I was there too in my own situation. My mom's anxiety, my mom's anger, we nicknamed her Hitler. But what happened as a result is I showed up then as that angry mom, as that anxious mom, because our parents are modeling behaviors to us we don't even realize. We need to heal the past. We need to heal emotions around our own parents. We need to heal situations and traumatic sometimes experiences that we have been through, because we are otherwise modeling our parents' undesired behavior, and it's getting passed on generation to generation. So let's break that generational curse by questioning these emotions that are showing up within us, by becoming conscious about model behaviors that we are playing out from our mom, and our mom's playing out from her mom, and it's just being passed on. Let's stop that, guys. Our kids don't deserve it. Our kids are pushing back. We didn't. Back in the day, if you were anything like me, I had this good child syndrome. So I took it all on, and I was then that parent who did not respond in the way that was true to me. So often when we feel that this feels unsettling inside of me, it's because we are not in congruence and not in alignment with what is our true self. So in order to be connected to ourselves, we need to address all of these parts that do not align with who we are. And what we resist persists. The amount of parents that come through, and me in my own experience as well, the behaviors that were put onto me that I that I absolutely resisted. And I made a vow to myself that I would not be that kind of parent to my kids. Well, guess what? Light bulb moments, there I was being my mom. Who has had this experience? Where have you found yourself acting just like your mom? Beautiful. I've got Richard saying that sometimes there seems to be no time for thought after the trigger. A reaction, what we feel is bad behavior. However, there is always time for thought to consider. Absolutely. That's why we are on this conscious journey. And there are so many gifts on this journey. Yes, it takes time to reflect, but we use the challenges. We see the challenges that we face with our kids, these emotions that come up within us that our kids trigger in us. We see them as opportunities, and we will be going there too. Tip number 3, why we feel challenged by our kids. Why is it that our kids are challenging us? It's because our relationship challenges reflect back to us our own unhealed self. Here we go again. It's that unaligned. We're not aligned to being with our own self. So the challenges that we face in our relationship with our partners, with our kids, are reflecting back to us our own stuff. So that is why we are feeling challenged. That is why we find that we are messing up with our kids. Let's see it for what it is. That's how we can stop messing our kids up, when we see the truth of the entire situation and get excited about the challenges. When I find myself in a situation where my kids have challenged me, I get excited now, because I know that's another layer of growth, another layer of personal growth. And that's what I encourage the parents who work with me, who work on my programs, that challenge is exciting. Challenge means an opportunity for growth. Richard says the world is our mirror. That's right. And our kids are our greatest gift. They are, because they matter a lot to us. We feel a sense of what's the word, of responsibility towards our kids. There's this deep sense that they are, and we are responsible for them. The actions that we take, the way that we raise them, the styles in which we parent them, are so crucial to who they will be as adults. So much research out there is saying that the way we raise our kids is a reflection of the adult they will be, and that is who we are too. We are a reflection, and if we are not constantly growing and accepting and being open to our challenges, we cannot rise from them, and we will find ourselves being victim. That's who I used to be. I used to be a victim to my challenges. No longer, because our perspective around it has now changed. And seeing our challenges as an opportunity to align with our own higher self. And this is gold. Once you can see your challenges with your kids and your loved ones as an opportunity, it stops becoming about them and it starts to become about us. And that's when we start to go on a quest of our own self-love journey, being kind to ourselves, putting ourselves first, and knowing that as we do, that's the best that we can do for our kids, because it allows them to be kind to themselves. It allows them to put themselves first, and it allows them to live lives in alignment with themselves. I can't think of a greater gift, guys, that we can give our kids. It's not their physical needs that we meet, but their emotional needs, and we can only give from what we have. So it is absolutely key. Lovely. Share with me, for those of you who are watching, are you getting value? What is your biggest aha moment? What are you going to go back and apply in your homes with your kids? Share with me some ideas that are being prompted within you as you watch this. Tip number 4, trust and confidence. And what kind of trust and confidence? In order to not raise messed up kids, it is important that we have trust and confidence in ourselves. We are our kids' tower of support. They look up to us. We are the ones that they can look up to. We are the one that provides their sustenance, that provides their needs, that meets their emotional needs. And in order to do this effectively, we must trust ourselves, and we must have confidence in ourselves. So building greater trust and confidence in ourselves as a parent is key. And again, this all comes back from recognizing where we are, being more present in ourselves, being intuitive, and we can access the power of intuition by shifting our fears and shifting our own doubts, and choosing new ways of parenting. Question any self-judgment. How many of us are our own biggest critics? So, and this comes in the way of building that trust and confidence. So questioning any self-judgment, become curious. Is it true? And checking in with asking those questions. Why do I think this way? Where has this come from? What do I need to know? Becoming curious clears the self-judgment. And in order for us to be able to trust and have greater confidence in our kids, we need to first give that to ourselves. How much do you trust your child, and how confident do you feel in them, and how can you increase this trust and confidence? Questions are powerful. As you question yourself, you open up your mind to explore new ways and new ideas, and you shift the energy around your parenting with your child. So question, how can you, what can you be doing so that you can increase your trust? Not what your child can be doing, but what can you be doing? What new thoughts can you be having about your child so that you can increase your trust and your confidence in them? What you magnify in your child amplifies in them. What label do you put in your child? Last week, we were talking about connection tips, and we were talking about how to see the best in our kids. And what we found with the parents in the group is that so many parents had unconscious labels on their kid as lazy or not driven enough or not kind enough. So parents have got these unconscious labels, and their actions come from these labels that they have unconsciously placed on their kids. So think about what new ways can you perceive your child? What new labels, what are some qualities of your child that as you magnify it, it amplifies in them? Because our thoughts are energy. Our thoughts allows us to magnify what we want in our child. If you're going to think of them as lazy, you're going to think of them as unmotivated, you are amplifying it in them. You have that power. You hold the key. Take charge again by recognizing the power that you have. Lovely. Tip number 5 is to identify fear versus love-based parenting. Where are you bringing in? If you're how to not mess up your kids is how to recognize where you are bringing fear in your parenting of your child. So many of us unconsciously, in the way we were modeled, our parents modeled behavior to us came from fear. I know with myself, it was the way I was parented was so much of fear that I would fail, fear that they were not good enough, fear that I would hurt myself, fear that I would that they would make wrong choices and I would go along the wrong path. And all of these fears and the actions that come from these fears are what really messes our kids up. So recognizing where you are choosing fear, and because when we're choosing fear, we are not choosing love. Fear and love are two sides of the same coin. Let's become aware of where your thoughts are, your beliefs are coming from fear, and where you can instead choose love. Your only role, guys, your only one and only role, if you did nothing, your only role is to love your child. How can you love your child? Through their challenging behaviors. How can you love your child when they are resisting you? How can you love your child when they are throwing a tantrum at you? Your only role is to love your child. Come back to basics. Your only role is to love your child. And I have so many parents saying, Yolanda, yes, of course, I love my child. But the thoughts that go behind it, the energy that comes from it comes from fear. So yes, I completely agree. We love our kids, but we need to be conscious about the thoughts that from which we are loving them. As we find our kids resisting our parenting, that resistance comes from the fear that's sitting under our parenting style. So fear-based belief give us get brings back resistance from our kids. So if you're finding yourself being resisted, your parenting being resisted, there are fear-based beliefs inevitably sitting under those thoughts. So go ahead and question them. Authoritarian style parenting, so many of us were raised in authoritarian style parenting. I know I was, and that's when I started to apply strategies that came from that style because I listened, but my kids are not listening the way I did. So I had to change those ways. I had to question those parenting styles. And did I really want to be raising a child that just wanted to be the good child all the time? No, because that child would then struggle with their own self-worth as I did. And that's not what we want. We do not want to choose an authoritarian style of parenting. It's completely fear-based style of parenting. It comes from us from a lack of trust and confidence in ourselves. If our kids acted in different ways, we question our own selves. So let's be aware of where we are, what thoughts, what actions are coming from fear, where are we projecting fear onto our child, where our actions are, where our guidance to them comes from fear. It's like my daughter, my younger daughter, the other day came back from the mall and she shared with me an incident about how there was this person who was coming into their group, waiting for them to go and order food in separate counters and approaching her girlfriends, and they felt fear at the questions he was asking and the invasive nature of his communication with them. She came home and she told me about this, and my first thought was, how can I protect her? And I noticed myself going into fear thoughts of how do I instill fear in her, because that way she would protect herself and not talk to strangers and yes, I don't want her to be talking to strangers, but I want her also to trust herself and feel confident in herself. And I also want her to grow up feeling safe in her environment. So I had to observe that, and I had to see where I was making choices and at the same time keep her safe. So yes, there are ways that we can do this. So I had to tune into my own self, watch my own anxiety come up, work through my own anxiety. And when I say that, these are processes that I use in the work that I do with the clients that I work with. It's called the 5-stage of emotional processing that parents can do immediately as they find emotions come up, anxiety coming up, and dissolve that straight away, so we can respond to our kids from a clear energy and supported so much by intuition and supported by love-based parenting. So any questions with that, feel free to ask me because I'm looking at the time and we have to be on time and I need to close this up really soon. So my name is Yolanda Alvarez. I am an empowered parenting coach. I am a mom. I'm an author. I've got my book, Empowering Moms to Empower Their Kids. If anybody would like a copy, we always offer people who come to our workshops a special price. Kate will put it in the link, and she'll also put it in the comment section for those of you who are interested. And I love sharing this message. The tools that I use are I am a trained emotions coach. That's why I support parents with with their emotions. And I work with energy. I use NLP, inner child work, and a lot of embodiment work, so we can get parents to be as grounded as they can. If you'd like to book a chat and talk about your challenge, go ahead and click on the link to book a chat with me. We are offering 3 free chats today, 3 free sessions to parents for a free 30-minute chat. Do take advantage if you would like to talk about something that's come up for you, anything that you resonated with today. and you would like to discuss it further. What is empowered parenting? It is about increasing self-awareness. It's about coming onto that inward journey. It is about how we self-regulate our own emotions. So our workshop is called Emotional Resilience for Parents Raising Emotionally Resilient Kids. We are about responding and not reacting to life, to our partners, to our kids. And we are about being able to tune in to address the core need and not the behavior. Our goal is win-win parent-child relationship where our child feels like they are winning and we feel like we are winning too. Very much achievable and very much the goal of how we want to be in any relationship. We want to feel like we are winning and they are winning too. We wouldn't go into a business negotiation if both parties didn't feel like both were winning. So why do we do it any differently with our child? Does your child know that they are winning in this relationship with you, that they are being heard, that they are being validated, that their emotions count? Are they or are they not? Are you feeling like you are winning, or are you feeling like you are giving too much to your kids and feeling drained out as a result? Our goal is win-win parent-child relationship. And we are also giving away 3 free tickets to our 90-minute parenting workshop called Emotional Resilience for Parents Raising Emotional Kids. It's coming up on Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. On the 22nd of June. We will be going deep dive into emotions work on how we can become aligned to our true self, how we can work through the different stages of emotions, how to respond and not react. We are covering a whole range of the tools that we use in our work. And just for today, we have 3 free tickets to our 90-minute parenting workshop. Put your hand up if you would like it. Like a ticket. There is also a link in the chat box, which Kate has put. I'm just checking the chat now. Beautiful. Well done, guys. Do drop us your comment a little bit about how parents today are implementing these empowered parenting strategies. Because if we don't do the work, this is gorgeous Helen, and she's okay. Kate, I think we did mess up the transitioning. So a little bit about gorgeous Helen. This is Helen, and her kids would otherwise follow negative parenting patterns. Okay, it's all over the place. And she wanted to be the best role model for her kids, so that she didn't want them to experience relationships as she did. So some of the gold that she received from this work. This is gorgeous Sam, and what she had to say about this work is that her daughter, she wanted to be more supportive of her daughter. And Kate, you're making me dance here. That's all right. I should have checked this. Sorry, guys. I think we are not going to be able to go through with this transitioning. That's fine. All right. So basically, it's the choices that we make that allows us to have the experiences that we do with our kids. This is another gorgeous client. Both husband and wife work with me, Andy and Julie Ann, and they have 3 kids under the age of 6. Oh, just like you, Hanan. And they've had to deal with constant tantrums and behavior challenges. And as we went on this journey, the fears that came up for them were that they had the fears of that their child would not be accepted if he doesn't change his behavior. He was having friendship issues as well. And they realized that they had to do the work in order to make the changes come through. So I've got 3 free chats. Uncover how to not mess up your kids, where I get to dive personally one-on-one with you. The link is in the chat box. I would love to serve you and love to support you. Any questions before we go? I'm going to stop the share and I am going to be all yours. Unmute yourself and tell me, what did you learn today?
I super appreciate you doing this masterclass today. And I fully agree with you that in order to raise our kids, we got to raise ourselves. So let's work on ourselves. So it's not about messing them up, but so we can give them better tools so they can elevate themselves.
Absolutely.
So absolutely.
Yeah.
100% agree.
And I 100% want to say that all of you in the room and all of you watching and all of them on my Empowered Parents group, there is no way that you are messing up your kids because you are here. You could not be here and be messing up your kids. Thank you, Richard. Thank you for joining us today. I appreciate all your comments and all your feedback. Do book in your chat, guys. I would love to have a bit of one-on-one with you and know where you're at and see how I can support you on your journey. Thank you. Thank you. And so grateful to have you here. See you all.
Appreciate it. Bye, guys.